Ah, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Technically, this is a sequel to Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Their second film in that regard in that series. Great look. Introduced a lot of great characters, including the Hex Girls, and it's actually a lot of fun. The movie starts out with the gang basically doing this investigation where these two guards basically are trying to do something, and they get help from an author played by the original Pennywise actor, the guy who also, by the way, was up for Joker, I might add, the original Joker that Mark Hamill took over on the original Batman series, what was best known for Pennywise and stuff. And he does the voice work of that character. Nothing suspicious there. And I really like this film. This movie does very well. Let's get into some other. Like I said, two guys. Covered bridge. See what I mean? Nothing suspicious about that guy. Apparently, he's basically like this particular story is Stephen King and stuff. He comes from one of those Mid-Eastern, Mid-Eastern towns, like, but also similar to like freaking Salem and stuff. They have a ghost story related to him, by the way, too. How the heck this guy's family line even survived from that is anyone's guess. So here's the basic story. After that case, this guy brings the mystery gang with him to his hometown, where, believe it or not, there is something happening that is basically dragging his ancestors' name through the mud. There's apparently a witch's ghost haunting the town. And like the Scooby Gang, they begin to investigate, discover what's going on, experience things, and it's just insane. And of course, you have all these characters doing their stuff. For example, you have Shaggy and Scooby going into a place and basically eating all they can eat, walking out looking like they're the blob. You have the introduction of the Hex sisters. You have all this stuff with the ghosts and so forth. And eventually you have the fact that, there is this mystery going on. Well, what's also going on is that there is an actual supernatural element to a real witch's ghost, which at the end of the film turns into like, holy crud, what the heck is going on? The other cool thing is that they have an actual recreation of a village of what Puritans would have been like at the time. We also learned about the difference between dark witches and Wiccans, light witches as they're sometimes known. And that actually works very well. We learn a lot. And the movie has a decent soundtrack. It's actually well done in terms of its audio. In fact, let's take a look at something real quick. Yeah, check it out. This one is actually a Dolby Digital 5.1 channel track too for this particular DVD, which is really cool because that means my sound system is actually working very well. And I can tell you, I've heard this movie sound really good. Um, Again, because of my current equipment setup, I can't even hear that with you guys and have everything work perfectly without massive interference. God, that sucks for reviews. Either way, though, it is a very good film. This movie works very well, and it does build on certain things. There are little clues here and there. There are certain things characters say, even this dude, and it works very well. And remember, this guy is like one of those famous actors for being creepy as hell. I love it. It makes this film a lot of fun. It also gives this one of the best points. Kind of also builds up on everything that happened with Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and I think there were a couple more films that followed afterwards. Plus, these films came out usually around October, so that made them great Halloween movies. And remember that these are the movies that are also featured in certain other films when you want to look at stuff from Scooby-Doo. For example, The Witch's Ghost appeared in Trick or Treat on a TV, believe it or not, and it is in the old 4 by 3 format. I would like to see this remastered and restored for Blu-ray and 4K with a new 5.1 soundtrack. You know, it it looks great the way it is. If you can find this on DVD or even digitally, like your PlayStation, Xbox, Prime, definitely grab a copy. And I think it's even streaming on Max. I think. Don't hold me to that. I think, but it is definitely worth the movie. And with what happens at the end with these characters, it's kind of cool. Again, I'm not going to say anything about what happens. That would spoil the story, and we don't want to spoil that story for you guys now, do we? Nope. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you on the next video.